You're watching CarTell.tv and I'm Simone. The car I have with me today is not simply the latest incarnation of the small crossover from Suzuki. It's a much improved version that delves in the higher market both in terms of perks and price. The new Suzuki S-Cross offers far more than the previous one, and today I get to drive the top-of-the-range Turbo Prestige model. It's still a small crossover, so don't expect Lambo design exotic, but it's far more modern than the previous version. Unlike the Turbo's halogens, this Turbo Prestige model has LED headlights. Aside from that upgrade, the headlights are also more modern looking with more irregular shape compared to the pre-facelift model. The grille is very conspicuous and feels a bit detached from the rest of the front. It kind of reminds me of some American design cars. The side has tall doors with cladding and side skirts that serve to up the aggression and show that this is a capable off-road machine, which it really isn't. The rear is more conservative and it leaves no room for praise or complaint. Okay, I do like the reasonably large rear window. It's becoming more of a rarity in modern day crossover designs. All in all, the latest S-Cross looks better than the previous one, but I wouldn't call it a design milestone. A big improvement is the engine, which is a 1.4 litre turbo petrol with variable valve timing. It produces 103 kilowatts of power at pretty high 5,500 revs and 220 newton meters of twisting force, starting at a surprising 1,500 revs. The engine officially consumes 5.9 litres per 100 kilometres and has a tank capacity of 47 litres. In practice, it will consume about 5.5 or less on the open road, while you'll be hard-pressed to push it to 10 even in the worst of city traffic. It is one thrifty car. Before I start praising, I have to complain about one thing. Earlier I mentioned this is not an off-road machine, and here's why. There's no amount of plastic cladding that can give you off-road cred when the car doesn't have all-wheel drive, at least as an option. The S-Cross is only front-wheel drive. Getting that one out of the way, it's actually a pretty fun ride. It's light, and its weight is lowered as much as possible, which makes it fun through corners. Steering is just perfect. Light, but responsive and direct. Suspension is by no means a benchmark in comfort, but having in mind the size and price, it's reasonably comfortable. Keep it on good roads and you'll love it. Bumpy terrain is far from pleasant. This is not a racing machine, so the high revs for the top power are not much of a problem, but almost instantly available torque is the best thing ever. It feels relaxed during low rev cruising and packs a nice punch when overtaking. The only option for the gearbox is a 6-speed automatic. It tries to keep good fuel economy so it can go pretty low in rev sometimes. But you get these nice paddle shifters to adjust as desired. Push the pedal and it listens immediately, shifting down to increase revs and bring more power. The interior is nice, clean, practical. It's far from extravaganza, but it's one of the nicest interiors in its class and definitely within the cheaper Suzuki range. The multifunction steering wheel is great, as is the instrument cluster. The Turbo Prestige gets leather seats. You get Apple CarPlay, but no Android Auto. Not a huge downside, but one worth mentioning. While bickering, I could also mention the harder plastics on the dashboard. But then I just remember the price range, for which it's okay. The rest is great. Good rear legroom and headroom, and the seatbacks are adjustable. The 430 litre boot is very practical, and it can rise up to 1,269 litres with the seats lowered. Amenities include cruise control, dual zone climate, dimming rear view mirror, leather seats, cup and bottle holders, touchscreen with satellite navigation and voice command. A pretty nice list for a small car. You get front, side, curtain and driver's knee airbags, ABS, electronic brake force distribution, brake assist, ESP, traction control, hill hold and descent control, and that's about it. It is also a pretty nice list, but we have to note that there are no active safety features. All in all, it's a safe car with 5-star ANCAP rating. The verdict. It looks better, feels better, drives better, has more perks and practicality, and it's overall a great step up from the previous generation. But at about $30,000, it's also more expensive. But looking at the added perks, it might easily hold its own within the new price range. Thanks for watching CarTell.tv, Australia's good-looking car reviews. And remember, if you like the vibe, you must subscribe.